And is this going to be one of those games where, like, however the game goes, however it's presented, you want to see him stay there for 60 minutes? Would you like to see him switched halfway through? You want to see more juggling, or do you want to see a lineup that's locked, loaded for 60 minutes?
I mean, I have no idea what their thought process is with all this. I think what I want to see is that he's able to play with any pace. I know he's not a pretty skater, but you just like to see him win some pucks back, make some plays. I just want to feel like he's playing well. I don't really care what the line combination is or where he's playing right now. This is perfect to me. Coming back with 4 games to go, that's enough hockey to get yourself ready to go for game 1.
I'm really looking forward to seeing him back in there.
Yeah.
Like, you got the taste.
Big deal when it happened.
You got the taste of him in there, and then he breaks his finger, and it's been so long. They've been interchanging all these guys, and 11 and 7, and you look at this lineup tonight, and you're like, okay,
yeah,
here we go, looking like a playoff lineup, going into a big building. This is me and JD on Leafs Talk like to talk about Go Leafs Go games.
Yeah,
where like you get one from the group text where the guys are a little bit more fired up, and people start sending the Go Leafs Go game, around. It's a Go Leafs Go game tonight.
That's great.
People are excited about this.
It's been a long time without one,
yeah,
I would imagine.
Yeah, it's just boring. Like, they've been playing meaningless hockey against kind of crappy teams for a long stretch here, and you're going in against a team that's already won the President's Trophy in a hostile building with a ton of dark memories in this place. It's a big game tonight, and I know the Bruins probably don't think of it like that, but the Leafs should.
We do have a clip on O'Reilly if you want to listen to Sheldon Keefe talking about him coming back from injury.
Obviously, our first experience of him coming back from an injury, but I think it can only help. Just how he's looked in practice and the reps that he's gotten with us, it doesn't look like he's missed a beat. Just before the trade, he had come back from an injury in St. Louis and came flying out of the gates and was a terrific player there for him right away. So I think that does speak to the fact that he knows what he needs to be prepared, and you certainly know that he's not going to let anything slip through the cracks in terms of preparation.
Not that he needs added pressure, but he has to be a differential for the Leafs. When you really think about how they went out and they handpicked this guy, and I know hindsight's 2020. We can all look back and say, okay, the big names of the trade deadline and who should have gone where, and maybe you should have done this instead of that. But they got this guy early, JB.
Yeah.
Right? And they got him before Chicken was traded, right? They got him. Who's the other defenseman? Was it? Ekman Larson was traded. They handpicked. Ekholm.
Yeah.
They handpicked Ryan O'Reilly before Ekholm was traded, knowing that Ekholm was on the market.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Did Orlov go before Ryan O'Reilly? Possibly.
I think Orlov went after Ryan O'Reilly.
Maybe after.
Yeah.
So
it was like the day or two after.
Okay. So my point in all of this is that, like, you had assets, the first, the second, the third, and the fourth, and we know that Achari was in that involved. But you went and got this guy first before you thought that, more so than you thought you needed.
You spent your money on a fur coat before you had shoes,
right? So he has to be feeling that he's now coming back off this injury, and he's got 5 games to go. A handful of games to go to get ready, but he has to be the X factor.
Keith mentioned O'Reilly coming back off injury and looking good after that injury. When he came to the Leafs, a couple games to get settled, he looked really good by game 4 or 5. You've got that same sort of 4 or 5 game run here before playoffs. I also think, isn't his dad like a mental health or mental strength coach type of guy? Like, O'Reilly is someone who puts a lot of time and effort into preparation, being ready, being that guy. So, those are reasons I'm hopeful that he will live up to the things you're talking about, but there's no doubt that the decision to get him puts more pressure on him than, were he a last second.
What would you know about pressure?